All right, in the next few minutes, we're going to unpack a super practical roadmap for you. This isn't just about surviving in the age of AI, it's about absolutely thriving. We're going to be using some amazing insights from expert Dan Martell to climb what he calls the AI skill ladder. We're talking about 9 high-income skills that are just massively in demand right now. So, yeah, let's dive in.
Okay, let this sink in for a second, because this is the core idea, and it's a huge shift. The people making the most money in the next year, they're not going to be the programmers. They're going to be the AI power users. You know, the ones who know how to really wield this technology. This isn't some sci-fi prediction for 20 years from now. This is the opportunity sitting right in front of us, right now.
So, to make this super easy to follow, we've laid out these 9 skills like a ladder. We're going to start at the bottom with the basics, then climb up to some really cool creative stuff, then we'll get into building whole business systems with AI. And at the very top, the ultimate skill, creating AI agents.
You know, people are calling this the new AI gold rush, and for good reason. But here's the thing. The gold isn't some mineral in the ground. It's a specific set of skills. If you can master this new way of working, you're fundamentally changing the value you can create. And that's what this is all about. This is your map to that gold.
Okay, so here we are, rung number 1 on the ladder. And honestly, this might be the most important one of all. It's the art of prompting. Basically, learning how to talk to AI. This is the foundation, the key that unlocks literally everything else we're going to cover. And check this out, right out of the gate. Look at the kind of money we're talking about. Even for this foundational skill, you're looking at $50 to $100 an hour. Why? Because so many businesses are desperate for people who can just talk to these AI models correctly. They need good results, and they're more than willing to pay for it.
And this quote right here just nails why this is so valuable. It's simple. Garbage in, garbage out. You know, if you just go to an AI and say, hey, write me a marketing plan, you're going to get something super generic and, frankly, pretty useless. The quality of what you get out of the AI is 100% dependent on the quality of what you put in. So how do you avoid that garbage in problem? Well, you use a framework. It's a simple 4-step process. First, you define the role. You tell the AI who it should be, like act as a world-class copywriter. Second, you provide the data. Give it some examples of what you think is a great output. Third, you make the ask. This is where you have to be super clear and specific with your instructions. And finally, step 4, you request the format. Tell it exactly how you want the answer back. You want bullet points, a spreadsheet, a PDF? You gotta tell it. All right, so once you've nailed how to talk to AI, the next big leap is to start creating with it. This is rung 2. This is where you go from just being a user to being a full-on builder. You're using these incredible tools to actually make stuff. Real products, real content. And would you look at that? We've basically doubled the hourly rate. So why the big jump in pay? Simple. You're not just asking questions anymore. Now you're producing actual, high-value assets that businesses need. You're creating things they can use and sell. So this creator rung really breaks down into 4 main areas. First, AI development. You can use tools like Replit to build software prototypes, and you don't even have to know how to code. Then there's AI design, where you can generate unbelievable photorealistic images or even entire websites. For AI video editing, you can use tools to automatically clip your content or create AI avatars. And of course, AI writing, where you can pull key ideas out of long documents or brainstorm new content in a very specific voice. The key takeaway for all of these is that the AI does the grunt work, the heavy lifting. It frees you up to just focus on the big ideas and the creativity. Okay, now we're taking a really big step up the ladder. This is rung 3, where we go from being a creator to being an architect. We're not talking about just doing individual tasks anymore. No, this is about designing entire automated systems that can run huge parts of a business. You're not just building a car part, you're building the entire engine. And naturally, this is where the money really starts to get serious. We're talking another doubling in income potential. And it makes sense, right? We're now in the world of high-level strategy. This is the kind of work that has a massive, direct impact on a company's profits.
On this rung, we're looking at 3 main skills. First up, AI content marketing. And get this for an example. Arnold Schwarzenegger's podcast, Arnold's Pump Club, it's one of the top podcasts out there, and he has never, not once, recorded an episode. An agency uses AI systems to do the whole thing. It's wild. Second, no-code automation. This is where you map out a business process and then build an AI copilot to automate it, which can literally 10x an employee's output. And third, AI data analysis. This is all about taking messy, confusing data and turning it into crystal clear insights that a business can actually use to make smart decisions, kind of like how Amazon uses data for pretty much everything.
And this quote from Naval Ravikant just perfectly sums up the power of this rung. We don't get paid for hours anymore. We get paid for outputs. Think about that. You're no longer trading your time for a paycheck. You're building systems that create value around the clock, and that's what people are paying the big bucks for.
And here we are. We've climbed all the way to the top of the ladder. This is the pinnacle, the final skill, the automator. What are we talking about here? We're talking about building fully autonomous AI agents. These are systems that can do an entire job from start to finish with zero human help. This is, without a doubt, the highest value skill you can have in the AI world today.
And as you'd probably guess, the pay reflects that. This is the absolute peak of the pay scale we've been looking at. Because when you can do this, you're not just improving a business, you are completely transforming how it operates. That kind of value is almost priceless.
So all of this, it brings us to the one big question, right? The question that's on literally everyone's mind, the fear that kind of hangs over every single one of these conversations. Is AI going to take my job?
Well, here's the really powerful, updated answer. For a while, the answer was no, but someone using AI will take your job. The new answer is a lot more direct. If you don't replace yourself using AI agents, then you will be replaced. It completely reframes the whole conversation. The threat is still there, but it's also an incredible, massive opportunity for the people who learn how to build these agents.
Now, building an AI agent sounds incredibly complex, I get it, but it actually breaks down into a pretty straightforward process. Step 1, you define the job. You have to map out exactly what a successful output looks like for that role, say a sales development rep. Step 2, you develop the model. You do this by training the agent on tons of high-quality data. So for our example, you'd feed it thousands of successful sales calls. And finally, step 3, you deploy and monitor it. You let it run, you measure its output, and you use that feedback to make it better and better over time. So there you have it, the entire AI skill ladder. We went from simply talking to AI, to creating with it, to architecting entire systems, and finally to building autonomous agents. This isn't just some random list of skills, okay? This is a clear roadmap. The demand for people who can do this stuff is absolutely exploding, and the time to start climbing that ladder is, well, right now. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build?